Okay, so we are good to go then. I will start. A warm welcome to each one of you on behalf of Sarkari School and Project Vedna. It's an honor for us and pleasure to stand before you today as we gather to celebrate the World's Menstrual Health and Hygiene Day and shed light on the essential topic that affects half of the world population, menstruation. We are delighted to have our guest speakers and guest of honor, Chitra and Izeen ma'am, and each and every one of you here who are joined us with through various social media platforms, as your presence signifies commitment to breaking barriers, challenging taboos, and promoting a more inclusive and understanding society. Together, we will embark on a journey of knowledge, empathy, and empowerment as we explore the vital aspects of menstruation and health. Let us create an open and supportive space we can learn, share, and grow. So let me brief you about Sarkari School. Sarkari School is an initiative under We Citizens Foundation devoted to creating a bright future for the students of India, especially from the marginalized communities. There exists today a shard of stereotypes around Sarkari school, that is the government schools, and their impact. A poor narrative that overlooks their successes and focuses solely on their inadequacies. Sarkari schools aim to shift this narrative by equipping the readers with facts, stories of resounding success and hope. Now, I would like to call Ahana to introduce you to Project Vedna and few of our initiatives. Thank you. Over to Ahana.
Hello everyone, my name is Ahana. Um, as a part of Project Vedna, we have a lot of campaigns that we run throughout the year. First is, of course, we have the Talk Without Constraints sessions. Talk Without Constraints is a unique program specifically designed to allow individuals from all walks of life to share their stories or a memorable experience. It could range from a first period experience to any memorable experience from school, a workplace, or a moment when you may have helped someone or when you educated someone about menstruation. Perhaps it could be an embarrassing anecdote, but we ensure a safe space for you to share your thoughts and feelings. We urge people to come up and share their stories with us because menstruation and related topics are nothing to be ashamed of. Sharing such stories is a huge step towards normalizing periods. As an initiative that aims to reduce absenteeism and stigma surrounding menstruation, Talk Without Constraints is a crucial program in ensuring that people feel comfortable to come together and understand the value of safe menstrual practices. Next, we have the Gift a Pad campaign and menstrual drive awareness. Since the onset of the COVID 19 pandemic, several females have been restricted from purchasing sanitary pads due to monetary constraints. Consequently, they are compelled to resort to unhygienic practices during their menstrual cycle, which can be tremendously detrimental to their physical health. To tackle this lack of access to period products, Sarkari School launched the Gift a Pad campaign, which attempts to improve the welfare and overall health of schoolgirls in rural areas. Until now, we have successfully been able to reach out to more than 500 girls. Through Project Vedna and this campaign in particular, we hope to improve the livelihood and living conditions of women who are restricted financially and socially to purchase pads and use them appropriately. We do so by collaborating with government schools and engage with the young students and their parents to reduce student absenteeism through regular workshops and awareness drives. And finally, we have the Vartalap series. Vartalap series, literally translating to conversation in English, the Vartalap series focuses on inviting people from diverse professional fields to host live sessions with Project Vedna. These professionals indulge in productive discussions surrounding menstruation and hygiene. By calling professionals into the space, we are able to gain credible knowledge about these topics and implement them in our work. These discussions attempt to educate the viewers about the hazards of inappropriate menstrual practices, healthy alternatives, and destigmatizing the menstrual process. Finally, we also have the Thank You Maa campaign. This campaign provides an opportunity to express gratitude to our mothers for their unwavering support and guidance to our menstruation journey. By participating in this program, you not only get to express your gratitude but also contribute to raising awareness about the importance of menstrual hygiene and the significant role mothers play during this time. Now I pass it on to Yashasvi. Thank you.
Thank you, Anna. So now I would like to introduce our first guest of honor and our Vedana Awardee, Chitra ma'am. Bridging medical knowledge and women's health, Chitra Singh is dedicated fifth year medical student and a founder of Chitra's Girly Talk, a social media platform. Through her platform, she combines her medical learnings with creative content creation to empower and educate about women's health. As a future doctor, she understands the significance of providing comprehensive care. She believes that women's health extends far beyond just pregnancy and fertility. Chitra's impactful work has garnered collaboration with esteemed organizations such as Bindu, the EduGreen Initiative, the Lantern Tribe, and among others. She has also served as guest speaker at influential events like Thapar Enactus, Tota Africa, Miami-Dade College, and Delhi University, where she actively spreads awareness and advocates for women's health. We extend warm welcome to you, Chitra ma'am. And now I would like to move on to the questions that we want to extend to her. So, first question is, in India, doctors are considered as personified gods. So, as a medical student, did you find that your peer group has a culture of educating menstrual awareness in rural areas or among some less well off women?
Yes, I think Yashashvi, the words that you said and the words that we listen ki doctors भगवान का दूसरा रूप है. These are just few words to listen, but I think they hold very they hold power, and they gave us a sense of responsibility uh, as a future doctor to prove these words to people and to uh, keep their trust alive in doctors. So. This is like really important, and I think that it's very important to respect this feeling of the people that they have towards doctor, and we have to constantly work hard to prove it. And जहाँ तक बात है कि whether I and my peers are advocating for my menstrual awareness, of course not everyone is advocating for menstrual health, but I think many of my friends, many of my peer groups, they are advocating for some kind of good cause, and some are really active. Like we have some organizations that help school kids. We have like we organize health checkups and everything. But yes, every person, every doctor understands that menstruation is a natural process, and we always try that we can make people understand this thing.
Thank you so much. It's really great to know that the youth is really educating in this sensitive issue.
Yeah.
The next question is, what were the instances that provoked you or inspired you to commence this educative initiative on menstrual health and hygiene program?
Um, So, in the pandemic 2019, I started my page. It was called Colors Cloud back then, and it was an art page, just fun comics and the normal paintings that I made during the COVID time because everyone was so free. So, everyone was pursuing like doing things they love. So, them on a page, on Instagram page, and then I started making comics on health. See those comics, right? So, then I used to get the DMs and comments like they used to ask very basic questions. Like someone would ask, "My mother don't let me go to the kitchen. Can I eat achar? And can I touch plants?" I was like, "Of course you can." Like, but these are very basic questions. That people still believe these myths are still there. Of course, in urban areas, you can say that there is still a little myths development, but these things are very much rooted, like deep rooted. So I think I thought that it's finally, I think it's time to talk about it, and because I am a medical student, I have the right knowledge that I can give, and I also love making content. So I thought, why not to combine these things and talk about periods, bust these myths, and in a very fun way, very interacting way, so that people could understand. Because talking about periods gives a sense of trust that okay, this is not a thing that it's not a taboo, you can talk about it, it's a normal thing. कि हम घर पे सर दर्द होता है तो हम उसके लिए बात कर लेते हैं, बट पीरियड्स के लिए बहुत सोच के या फिर मम्मी को बोलते हैं, पापा को नहीं बोलते. तो just starting a conversation is really important, and that was my motivation to start this thing at that point.
Oh, great. You myself busted my own myths from the point of time I started following your channel. Thank you. So the next question is, in your experience, what are some of the biggest challenges that you face by individuals when it comes to the menstrual health and hygiene, especially in online spaces? You might have come across some challenges. No?
Of course, of course. So, I would be very honest here. Yes, you have people around you who really want to understand, who really want to learn about your bodies, like you said yourself, Yashashvi, that you get to know so many things, you learn so many things. But yeah, so people are supportive, they want to learn. We are a community of more than 6,000 people, we have reached million of people, but and oh my god, my community is lovely, they are enthusiastic, they are supportive and everything. But I think talking about periods, which is still considered a taboo topic, uh, it gives you some kind of backlash online, because we have all kinds of people on the internet, and where on one side internet gives you a beautiful world where you can learn things and get to know various beautiful things. It also gives you a space to few people who can hide behind the camera and say anything. So at the end of the day, what matters is, if you believe that what are you doing is right, then I think you just have to focus on your goals. And कहते हैं ना कि कुछ तो लोग कहेंगे, लोगों का काम है कहना, तो you just follow that and uh, go towards your goal.
Thank you so much, Chitra, for that beautiful answer. Um, so my next question is, I think Yashasvi is facing some technical issues, so I'll go about with the fourth question. The medical field is always facing new advancements and improvements. How do you stay up to date with the latest developments and research strategies, and how do you incorporate them into your education program?
Yes, so there are obviously various research going on every day. We are doing research on various fields. The- mm, it can be different category of medical field, maybe it can be dermatology, gynecology, but yes, we get to learn every day from these research. And research take a long time, and until and unless they are not proved scientifically that it actually works, um, we cannot use them. But once they are proven that okay, these things are proven and they are ready to help mass audience, we whatever the resource is, whether it be a machine that you can plant in a hospital, whether it's a theory that you can read, you just have to absorb that knowledge and try to help as many people as possible.
Okay. So we can move on to the next question. I'm so sorry. We can move on to the next question. How do you ensure that your content and messages reach diverse audiences and addresses the specific needs and challenges faced by different communities?
I think I try to debunk myths as many as I can, because there are various myths, as I told you, like that we have around periods. We consider periods a very taboo topic. Nobody likes to talk about it, and it's not like we don't like to talk about it. We have associated a sense of shame विद इट कि पीरियड्स तो सिर्फ लड़कियों का है, लड़कियां बात करेंगी, लड़कियां इसको अपना मैटर सॉल्व करें जो भी है। एंड पैड्स अगर लाओ तो उसको घर में छुपा के रखो, अगर पीरियड्स आ रहे हैं तो यू जस्ट टेल कि हाँ आई जस्ट हैव नो, आई एम नॉट फीलिंग वेल, मेरे पेट में दर्द हो रहा है, थिंग्स लाइक दैट। बट हम पीरियड वर्ड बोलने से भी कतराते हैं घर में, है ना। तो I think debunking myths and making the conversations easier is the main goal, the thing that we are doing today, and reaching the mass audience that we are talking about periods. I think it's great. And yeah, about how I ensure that my content and messages reach a diverse audience. I try to answer as many questions as I can on the platform, and through my content I can reach a large number of audience, whether it can be like women, men, and different genders. And we are trying to make period an inclusive society. It's not for just for men and women, right? And currently I'm not able to give any medical advice as of now because I'm still a student. I'm not allowed to give medical advice. And so I think in future I will love to join an online healthcare platform. And I believe that it's very very important that even if online the person who is managing the page is a doctor or a trusted person whom you can take advice from, because there are many people who will just say ki dhania kha lo, pudina kha lo, you'll get the periods next day. But so you have to be careful when it comes to your health.
Absolutely, and congratulations, your content is really reaching to diverse population.
Thank you.
The next question is, menstrual products can be expensive and inaccessible for many individuals. So, what initiatives or solutions do you promote to address this issue and ensure affordability and availability of menstrual products?
I really uh, agree with you that menstrual hygiene products are expensive. Maybe for some people it's not, but for many people it's expensive. And in India, and we have in rural areas especially, where people don't have access to pads and other menstrual products, and even if they have access to, they don't have much money to buy them. They can't afford to buy pads, and then they get to use rags, leaves, clothes, which might lead to infections. And uh, leave it one on one side, even the pad is not environment friendly, right? The regular pad we use, and it takes around 500 to 800 years to for one pad to decompose. Can you believe that, like how much effect it is causing on the environment? So it is not at all environment friendly. And but for the solution, nowadays we have many options, like cloth pads like Izeen is advocating for, and menstrual cups, we have period panties, we have organic cotton pads. So these things like cotton pads and menstrual cups, you have to buy once, and then you can use it for years, 4 years, 5 years. Some also promised that 10 years. So these are very eco-friendly options that you can have, and this is one way to solve this problem.
Thank you, ma'am. And then the next question is, in your opinion, what are some key policy changes or improvements that you might have seen or noticed in Ukraine that supports menstrual health and hygiene on larger scale? Or maybe we can adopt it in India too.
See, I'm not much aware of the legal policies here, about what the actual legal policies they have about menstrual health. But from my experience living here from 5 years, I can tell you that I think our country. And I have seen boys buying pads in the store with huge number of people. I've seen girls with pads standing in the line, and they are not wrapped with newspaper or anything, and which I think is great. And I'm sure like there must be policies to work towards menstrual health and hygiene. But these are the things that I think when we will work together, we can make a better country, and we can advocate towards a better menstrual health and hygiene.
Certainly, certainly, Michelle. What advice would you give to individuals who are passionate about educating for menstrual health and hygiene in their own communities?
See, I think the first thing that I would like to say is, if you are advocating for menstrual health and hygiene, know what you are talking about. Know the what's right and what's not. Always give verified information. Always give information that is correct. And uh, the second thing would be uh, include everyone, every gender. It not just like कि आप अगर periods के बारे में बात करने जा रहे हो तो आप एक women का community सिर्फ बिठाओ and then you advocate. Of course you can do it, but you should also include other genders as well. आप men को भी include करो, आप सब genders को include करके periods के बारे में सिखाओ. I think that is very important, because we all need to talk about it. And other than that, I think encourage people to start the conversation from their home, क्योंकि घर से ही पहले हम अगर बात करना सीखेंगे तो हमें पता रहेगा कि ये तो कुछ भी नहीं है, ये तो नॉर्मल सी चीज़ है, तो हम बाहर भी इसके बारे में बात करने से नहीं शर्माएंगे, है ना. एंड इफ यू विल हैव एनी प्रॉब्लम इन द फ्यूचर, देन यू विल बी able to put it out in front of your family कि okay, it's normal, it is a problem just like my headache, and I should talk to my parents about it. And then you should promote environment friendly period products. And at last, maybe don't get bothered by if some people are pulling you down, and remember the bigger goal, and just keep advocating for menstrual health and hygiene.
Surely, including non-women menstruators is the dire need.
Yes. Yes.
So the last question is: menstrual cups and tampons are associated with too many myths like breaking hymen or losing virginity. So share your views on this. Also highlight some methods of using or menstrual cup application.
Sorry, can you repeat?
Yeah, yeah, sure. Menstrual cups and tampons are associated with too many myths like breaking the hymen or losing virginity. So please share your views upon them.
Yeah, so they are associated with losing virginity and breaking hymen. But do they? They don't. They don't take your virginity, and but they can break your hymen. Let me make you understand this. When I will say कि एक तरफ you are saying कि this might tear the hymen, but how can you not lose the virginity? So the thing is, what is hymen? Hymen is a very thin piece of tissue uh, around your vagina. So consider, if this is the vagina, the hymen surrounds this opening, and there's still a opening from where the menstrual blood comes out. So it's not completely closed and some gate that you can, bust. It's not like that. So it's a thin piece of tissue that it's like a curtain. So whenever you insert a tampon, maybe a menstrual cup, and if when you are doing some strenuous physical activity like horse riding, or maybe some yoga poses that involves very stretching, the hymen can get ruptured. And that does not mean that you lost your virginity. Virginity is a social construct. We have made this concept कि this is virginity, and this is not, this girl is virgin and this girl is not virgin. So by the term that Google says what about virginity, what it says कि virginity, you lose virginity when you have sexual intercourse. Otherwise, anything other than that, maybe inserting menstrual cup or a tampon, cannot take your virginity. So just understand that this is a very social construct, लोगों का बनाया हुआ concept है, and this does not apply to everyone. It's not like कि on the first day of your sexual intercourse you will bleed. It's not like that. Many women bleed, many women don't, so you cannot just fix one thing for everyone. And yes, many women bleed, but many women don't. So everyone has their like everyone has different body parts and things like that. So I think everyone has the right to choose their period product. If you are a menstrual cup user, nobody has right to uh, taunt you like, how can you use menstrual cup, huh? You must not be a virgin. Like it's very wrong. And it's not like if someone is using a pad, you'll tell him ki, oh, it's not environment friendly, how can you use that? Because maybe due to some reason, due to some comfort, maybe due to financial, whatever could be the reasons, I think everyone has the right to choose their period products. But yes, I also believe that you should try to use environment friendly period products as much as possible.
Thank you. Thank you so much, ma'am, for this comprehensive yet lucid explanation and discussion of such nitty-gritties and petty things that we were not known about. So now I would like to hand over to Ahana. Over to Anna.
Thank you so much, Yashasvi. Today, I am delighted to introduce Izeen Fatima amongst us. Izeen identifies as a writer, change maker, a social development worker, and a sportswoman. She is currently a part of Sadar Foundation and Changemaker cohort of 8-1 Foundation and UNESCO, New Delhi. She is currently working on Project Shrimati, which focuses on sustainable and green menstruation, while parallelly pursuing a degree in psychology from Jamia Millia Islamia University. What keeps her grounded and humble in all of her endeavors, including sports and nature. She is a basketball player as well as a national level air rifle shooter. She wishes to leave a mark wherever she goes, against all the odds. I am delighted to have you amongst us today. So,
Thank you
um,
so much, Ahana. Same here. My honor.
we can now begin with the questions. My first question to you is you mentioned that you are currently working on Project Shrimati. What is exactly the significance of sustainable and green menstruation, and how does Project Shrimati contribute to this cause?
First of all, I would like to thank Chitra to set the stage for me. It has been such a delight to hear her and all of her insight and the knowledge she has. Now, when we talk about sustainable and green menstruation, what do we mean by that? When we talk about sustainable and green menstruation, it's not like when we use sanitary pads like plastic based sanitary pads, we dispose them off. We don't know where do they go, what happens to them. We never know all of this, but in a larger picture we need to know this. Around 12 billion sanitary pads are disposed of yearly, and around 1 year 6,000 pads are used by a women. And if we switch to reusable pads, only 123 or 130 pads are used in a whole lifetime. So that is the difference. And one plastic based sanitary pads creates around 8.9 kg of carbon footprint in a year. So just imagine if we switch to reusable pads, which is a sustainable and a green option. Why a green option? Because first of all, they are reusable, so you are reusing them. Second of all, they are biodegradable as well. Many of them are biodegradable, if not reusable, because some of them are single use and biodegradable as well. So yeah, through Project Srimati, we are aiming for eco-friendly and reusable as well as biodegradable pads. So through this, we are also empowering lower strata women by including them in manufacturing of reusable sanitary napkins only. And the durability of these pads is around 12 months, so 1 year. And through this we aim to reduce poverty also, because as we are including lower strata women, so we are reducing carbon footprint, reducing poverty and empowering women, and just including the menstrual awareness, awareing women, girls and non-menstruators too. Not just as Chitra said, it's not just limited to only girls or menstruators, even I would say it is open to non-menstruators, because they are also a part of this society which actually works, which actually is moving forward because of menstruation, if we say. So yeah, that's that.
Thank you so much. I was surprised at hearing the alarming numbers of pads consumed by us throughout a lifetime, and to see the drastic difference between green using green products and the conventional sanitary napkins. That was very interesting, and I'm really glad to see Project Srimati working on this cause. My second question to you is, as a part of the Changemaker cohort and 81 Foundation and UNESCO, how have this program supported and enhanced your work as a menstrual educator?
FAIR, FAIR, all of these alphabet stands for something. F stands for facts and familiarize. So herein we talk about facts and familiarizing us with them. Let's just talk about what I answered in the previous question. I talked about facts. I talked on figures, right? So I familiarized with them, and then I know, oh, this is the impact I'm creating by using plastic based pads, and this is the impact I'm creating by using reusable pads. So the F in FAIR stands for this, facts and familiarize. A stands for alternative viewpoints. When we work on a thing, or when we are passionate about one thing, we don't usually see the other sides. We are so much involved in that one particular topic that we don't really see the effect of it on the other stuff. So A stands for alternative viewpoints. When they actually this taught me to see a perspective through a lot of sides. And I stands for introspection, because once you have fact, you know the facts, you're familiarized with the facts, you know the alternative viewpoints. Now you need to introspect that where could I step in and where could I create the impact, right? And then R stands for rationalize, rationalizing the viewpoint which you stand for, and creating something, creating a new viewpoint. It could be creating a new project, creating a new advocacy for something. So FAIR stands for this. So this is an active dialogue analysis, and this is introspection in a simpler terms, which tells us, which actually familiarize us with knowing what benefits all and what benefits just some. The privilege of everyone, and when we are looking from a privileged position, we are not able to look at the very specific perspective, right? So FAIR has really helped me to do that. And when I talk about in terms of my project Srimati, where it comes in, when we talked about sustainability of this project and everything, we knew that reusable sanitary pads have an exhaustion, because people find it very cumbersome to wash them daily or on when they're on their periods. So we thought of switching to just single use biodegradable napkins. And yeah, our team is working on that. So, when we were really engrossed in our project, we didn't really see, we thought that reusable sanitary pads are a good way to go and they can go for a lifetime only. But when we sat together and introspected on this, we knew that is gonna this is gonna be replaced by menstrual cups. First of all, this is gonna be replaced by many other products people find easier to switch to. So we thought of coming up with single use biodegradable napkins. You use it once and you throw it off. They are biodegradable. They are not creating any hazard to the environment. So yeah, herein FAIR helped me a lot. Second of all, when we talk about sustainability of the project, it's not just in the green terms, not in the environment terms. That also comes in the terms of the women that are involved in the project. Why we are involving the lower strata women in our project? That is because we are training them. We are training them with the stitching of the pads. We are training them with the curation of the whole pad, curation of the core of the pad. And once we have trained them, this is a sustainable livelihood. They could go on, they could even break off from the project, and they could start off something of their new. We are training them with other skills, also marketing skills. So we are creating that sustainable income for them. So yeah, that is where FAIR has actually contributed a lot.
Thank you. I think the FAIR acronym is very relevant to a lot of social workers as well, to take into consideration a very intersectional approach towards tackling social issues. My next question to you is while studying at a very politically active university like Jamia Millia Islamia University, how did you particularly recognize the grave problems surrounding menstrual hygiene and why did you decide to work on it?
It's not just about one university or my university. I think it's the issue which every school faces, every household faces, every university faces. So, even when you come from a politically active university or you come from a household which never talks about it, it has ever crossed everyone's mind. Even if it is boys, even if it is girls, boys are curious about what happens to them, and girls are curious that because many of the girls don't even know why it happens. What is the even what's the significance of it? Why is it happening to me? Many of the girls don't even know. I mean, so when we were in the pandemic, because this project Srimati is in collaboration with Enactors Jamia Millia Islamia and Sadr organization both. So when we were in pandemic, we all sat together and we thought of like when the stocks were low of the sanitary pads, and then they came into the necessary commodities list. Before that, pads were not even in the necessary commodities list. So when the stocks came low, and then we thought of why is it happening? Because this is such a necessary thing. Every girl gets through it. This is natural, and even if that is the scenario, still we are low in stock. So we thought of creating researching on the idea of reusable sanitary napkins which could be reused, because in pandemic it was really hard to go out and buy, first of all, and there were so many hygiene issues and stuff like that. So we thought of reusable sanitary napkins, and therefore we identified this problem statement, and then we researched on that, and our university helped us with the researching part, did the testing part, and the research and development went on for like 12 months, I guess. And then we started on the prototypes of the pad. Then there were almost 15 prototypes which were filled. Then we came on to the 16th prototype, which was finalized. And then we identified a community. So nearby Jamia, there's a slum area called Shram Vihar, wherein we identified this community, and we called all of these women and trained them. And then we started with the production, and now it has gone so it has been such a fortunate incident for us that we have also started our second center in Goa. So one of our center is in Delhi and second of is it in Goa. So North Delhi and South Delhi are ticked. East and North India and South India are ticked. East and West are still left, so we are still working on that.
I definitely agree with you in the sense that menstruation is not something that's related or restricted to academic institutions, but it permeates in each of our lives, our social, professional, personal lives. My next question to you is in addition to your work as a menstrual educator, you mentioned pursuing a degree in psychology. How exactly do you see psychology and mental health intersecting with menstruation? And how do you incorporate this knowledge of pursuing psychology into your work?
Psychology is a very interesting thing, to be honest, because you don't even know that you're using it, but you're using it. Even when Chitra is talking about her social media campaigns and everything, she is using psychology. I mean, she's connecting with the audience and such a diverse audience. How can one person with just one identity connect with such diverse identities, right? That is psychology only, because we are talking about a topic, menstruation, which is common to all of us, right? So that is our first connecting point. So, I mean, the first connecting point is menstruation itself. Second of all, it comes when we connect to the people which are actually so hesitant to talk about it, but they want to talk about it so much. Because, when you go to these girls, when you organize these awareness drives, I mean, you guys must have also seen it when you are doing it with Project Vedana. When you are organizing these menstrual awareness campaigns, you go to these girls first, they are very hesitant when you talk about it, but you could see it in their eyes that they actually also want to talk about this because they have never got that safe space to talk about this. And once you create that safe space, they just blurt all of that out, that they even call you and they whisper in your ear, "अपी ऐसा भी होता है दीदी, ऐसा भी होता है, हम क्या करें?" So they have so many questions in their mind. It's just that they have never got that safe space. So that's where also psychology comes in when we talk about group therapy or the group support. When we talk about it, so when you're organizing these campaigns, also this is a kind of group therapy. Why is group therapy relevant in drug use? Because there are so many, when you see so many people uh, thriving, and when you see so many people are actually facing this problem, you feel connected and you can feel it that if they can do it, I can also do it, I can also overcome this. So when we talk about group campaigns, we are doing this. If they see that these people can also talk about this, these people can also overcome this problem at their households, and this is how we go about it, they also feel, yeah, we can do it too. So, I mean, we need to empower them. And also, when we talk about this one psychologist, Abraham Maslow, he has very prominent theory called Maslow's hierarchy of needs. So he has made a hierarchy of needs. The base of that need is physiological needs, and then comes safety needs, and then esteem and other needs. So he says when one need is not fulfilled, a person can never go to the second need. And the highest need is self actualization, wherein a person is able to fulfill its whole potential. So the examples of that are Mother Teresa, APJ Abdul Kalam, self-actualized people. But in physiological needs comes in hunger, thirst, and I think menstruation also come in physiological needs because obviously it has a physiological basis. And imagine if a person is not able to go above that physiological need, which is the base need, which is the first primary need. How could he become that self-actualized person? So, we are missing out on so much potential because we are not able to just fulfill the physiological need. And then there comes a lot of psychology in. We use cognitive reframing when we talk about, when Chitra talked about, Chitra uses reframing because she talks about challenging the taboos, right? She says achar khana ye mana hai, and she talks about it, and she talks about it in medical terms also, that this is not something that should be stigmatized, and this is not the fact. I mean, when we go to these places and when we talk about these menstruations, they say achar khana mana ho jata hai and stuff like that. It's because your there are so many hormones already working, and your stomach also, I mean, the digestive system is also very unstable because of the all the hormones. I mean, and if you eat achar upon this, it could also lead to acidity and a lot of that stuff. And they just connected to menstruation, this achar nahi khana, there is some scientific basis to it. Everything has got some basis. So you have to challenge these stigmas, these myths, through cognitive reframing. You have to ask them, what is the, मतलब तुम्हें क्या लगता है कि what is the issue connected to it, that you are being said that this is not should this should be not done, or that should be not done. So yeah, I mean, I've gone very comprehensively.
No, it was a very insightful answer, and thank you for that. I like the reference of using Chitra's work to sort of talk about how psychology is used. It was a very unexpected turn on the answer. Um, my next question is, could you probably share any insights or statistics or any information that you have on the environmental impact of using traditional or conventional menstrual products and the potential benefits of switching to all sustainable alternatives?
As I talked about when we talked in the first question, that women in a lifetime uses 6,000 pads when it comes to plastic-based sanitary pads, but they use only 130 pads, reusable pads, when it comes to the sustainable and green option. So even if they are not biodegradable, they are if even if they are not biodegradable, they are reducing the carbon footprint, because 6,000 and 130, you see the difference. And once they are reusable, they can, I will tell you the statistics. I mean, let me remember it. Because one sanitary pad in a year, one sanitary pads contributes to around 8.9 kg of carbon footprint. So if only even 100 women uses these reusable sanitary pads, they could help in reducing around 100 kg plus carbon footprint. You know, that's a lot. And when we talk about these things, now these things are inherited also. That you use what your mother used, your mother used was what your grandmother used. So these are inherited also. So if I am using reusable sanitary napkin now, I will also ask my daughter or my sisters to use reusable sanitary napkins. So there will become a change. There'll become a chain of these people which will use reusable sanitary napkins. And I said, if only 100 women start to use reusable sanitary napkins, how much how much of environmental hazards can be reduced, because 100 kg carbon footprint is actually a big deal. So yeah, these are some of the statistics. And also through Project Srimati, we are actually inculcating 13 out of 17 SDGs, which also includes life underwater. Because when this plastic based sanitary napkin goes to the water and oceans, it also affects the aquatic life, which actually just affects the whole ecosystem. So there are a lot of issues that could be solved if we change to green and sustainable products, which are just biodegradable, or even if just they are reusable but not biodegradable itself. And even if we use menstrual cups also. So yeah, because in menstrual cups they have a lifetime of more of a rather increased lifetime than plastic based sanitary napkins. So yeah, there's a lot of statistics that could go in. These were the ones that I actually can remember right now. So yeah.
That's good enough. Thank you. My final question to you is, in today's society, making people aware about menstruation is in itself a humongous challenge. As Chitra has also said, and as we've kept preaching through Project Vedna, keeping this in mind, how do you overcome the challenges surrounding green and sustainable menstruation?
Human psyche is a very interesting, weirdly interesting thing. We say that these are the humongous challenges, but these are the ones which need the tiniest of change in your daily habits, and it could be done. It could be done, that your job is done. And we also started this project. We were also hesitant. Even our team had boys, and they were so excited to do this project. But once they went to the project site, they talked to women who were very hesitant to talk to boys, obviously, because they have never done it in their life. And suddenly they see boys talking about pads, about making of the pads. They're touching the pads in front of them. That's a very strange thing to them. So making them comfortable is the first key aspect, I think. And once they saw the boys doing it, and then the girls are obviously backing them up, and we are also talking to them. I think that is the first thing that is actually overcome. That yeah, they are comfortable with this topic. First of all, the menstruation topic. Yeah, that this could be talked about. This is a safe space. So yeah, that's done there itself. But as I also talked about, that when we go, and once that comfortable space is created, you could see them passionate about bringing the change. Yeah, we want to talk about it. We want to overcome this, because we have been waiting for it. We have been waiting to ask all of these questions, and that's done. That's the most important part, and that's the largest part of the whole process. That's done. Now comes the Mr. Green part. You have to really break it down to them. Like, uh, even if I talk about reusable pads are expensive, Then for the first buy, they are expensive than the plastic based sanitary pads. Then you have to break it down that in 12 months their expense comes of plastic based sanitary napkins is around 2160 rupees. But when they buy this box of reusable sanitary napkins, it is just of 300. So in 1 year, they are paying 2160 rupees. And in 1 year, they are just paying 300 rupees. You have to really break it out down to them that this is it. You are not seeing the greater picture. And also, if you break it down to them in the climatic statistics, I would say, environmental statistics, they understand it. They actually understand it. And I would say the school going girls, they actually understand it because they know the concept of climate change. They know that it is really harmful for their generation. They're actually facing the problems, the diseases and everything, the increased temperature and stuff like that. They're already facing it. So they get it because it's really important. Because for the older generation, it's not important because they've almost already lived their life. But even if you talk to them in their future generalistic perspective, that for your daughters, for your granddaughters, they actually understand it. And I mean, the most important part is to talk to non-menstruators, boys, I would say. That is a very that is that is actually a challenge because boys, either they are very they talk about it in a very funny manner, they think of it in a very humoristic manner. So we came up with a nukkar natak. We thought of uh, aiming at this issue through Nukkar Natak and then doing an awareness session. Because through Nukkar Natak, you could actually grasp people's feelings. You could actually show them real scenarios which happens at home because of this issue. And why is it important for their sisters, for their mothers, this process? It's really important because we start with this quote. We generally start with this quote that एक भगवान है जो ऊपर दुनिया चला रहा है एंड जो भगवान वो नीचे नहीं आ सकता इसलिए वो ऊपर से दुनिया चला रहा है एंड वो नीचे नहीं आ सकता इसलिए उसने माओ को भेजा है यहाँ पे जो दुनिया चला रही है एंड वो दुनिया कैसे चला रही है वो महावारी के थ्रू चला रही है आगे दुनिया क्यों बढ़ रही है महावारी के जरिए बढ़ रही है सही बात है ये बिल्कुल सो दिस इज हाउ वी स्टार्ट and this is how we go about it and this is how we talk to non-menstruators also so they also connect they also feel the real life problems and they could also connect to these problems so yeah, that's the problems that we face, and we try to obviously overcome them. But there's always a little bit of problems that comes in when you talk about change. But yeah, it's challenging and it's actually very fun to do that. Once you have done it and you feel like yes, we have done that. So yeah, that's really
Absolutely.
great.
I agree with you. It definitely is challenging, but it's a very fruitful process.
Yeah,
Thank you
true.
so much, Izeen, for having this discussion with us here today. It was truly an honor to have you here on this very
My pleasure.
important occasion. I would like to call upon Anjali to proceed with the event now.
Thank you, Anna. Good afternoon, everyone. Today, on the occasion of World Menstrual Hygiene Day, I feel elated to announce the Thank You Maa campaign. I am very, very grateful to Sarkari School and Project Vedna for giving me this opportunity and pushing me towards this campaign. So, in a day full of hustle and bustle, we usually fail to appreciate the people around us, and especially our mothers. Her day starts with us and ends with us. But have we ever thanked her for the support that she provides us or for the sacrifice that she has made for us? No, right? And especially during menstruation. I would request Sir to present my slide. Yashasvi. Yes. So Project Vedana under Sarkari School has come up with the Thank You Ma campaign. Next slide, please. Menstruation is the most important part of every woman's life, and who other than a mother will understand the suffering and the pain we go through? During this phase of our life, during our first periods, Our mothers have always protected us through thick and thin. Thus, this campaign is about thanking our mother for keeping us away from the social stigma that society has imposed upon girls. The campaign creates a platform for girls to share their personal experiences with their mother and how their support has provided us good health and life for us during this menstrual cycle. Next slide, please. The taboos and the myths around menstruation have been ingrained in our society for years, and we are lucky enough that our mothers always protected us from these stigmas and never imposed any on us. And for this, we never get a chance to appreciate our mothers, or sometimes we feel hesitant or to express our feelings or our love to or towards our mother. The campaign gives a chance to all the daughters to express their love towards their mother and put a smile on their face. Our mothers have always been a guiding light, and today, whatever we are is because of their support. So, this campaign brings the golden opportunity to express our gratitude and love towards our mother and bring a smile on her face. Next slide. So, how we are going through this campaign? We, um, we have created a Google form. The write-ups are being collected through the Google form, and the link for the same is given in the PPT. Introduce yourself in short in just 20 to 25 words and write your experience in 100 to 150 words about how your mother supported you during your menstruation. And the third thing is you have to upload a beautiful picture of you and your mother. So we can create a e-booklet for this campaign. Next slide. Thank you. So I would like to hand it over to Yashasvi.
I would request our technical team to please present the slides for Vedana Awards. We are so delighted to launch our Vedana Awards 2023 as we have amongst us two Vedana Awardees. It gives us immense pleasure to announce these awards as we will recognize the efforts and ground level efforts of many people who are working out there for menstrual health and hygiene. Next slide, please. So kindly change the slide. So sorry, I think there is a glitch. We'll just reconnect and reshare the slide. I'll just hand over to Reba.
Hi everyone, thank you for joining. Okay, so the Vedna Awards. Last year when we launched the Vedna Award, we had 47 entries, and 5 awardees were selected in 5 categories. The first one was awarded to Ananya for her commendable work in medical outreach programs. The second was to Chitra Singh for social media campaigning, as ma'am spoke. The third was to Izeen ma'am for green menstruation. Fourth to Aditi Arora. Fourth to Aditi Arora for donation drive. And fifth to Snehal Chaudhary for community engagement program. Next slide, please. All right. So we are very glad to announce the second edition of Vedna Awards, which will be held this year. Through this initiative, we recognize sincere efforts in shaping a better society and a better India. Menstruation forces around 23 million girls to drop out of school each year. To address these alarming figures, Project Vedna intends to create awareness programs in rural regions to minimize school absenteeism or dropouts among girls after menstruation, which the active participation of youth and the normalization of period taboos and preconceptions. The Vedana Award aims to establish an award to commemorate young people and organizations making a positive difference in the lives of women who face discrimination due to menstruation. The award ceremony will also allow a meaningful discourse with such persons about their journeys and triumphs to persuade others to help combat oppression. The Vedna Award has been diversified into 8 different categories for the work done in the last 2 years. The entries will be analyzed by a panel of potential jurors, including prominent social activists and academicians. In this case, the jury panel's decision will be final. Now, the award categories first is the donation drive, where lack of success to sterile feminine products causes serious health related issues for women. The award hereby advocates those who work to distribute safe period products to girls and women who cannot afford them or are unaware of their availability. The second will be awarded for environmental impact reduction. The disposal of menstrual waste and the environment harm caused by non biodegradable items is one of the most contentious issues surrounding menstruation. This award celebrates academics, activists, and educators who promote the use of environmentally friendly goods, either by inventing them or boosting their accessibility. The third will be given to community engagement. Plenty of the systemic challenges around menstruation arise from the overwhelming majority of people still regard it as a disgrace, immoral, or something that must be disguised. Menstruating women are prohibited from attending school, while menstruating women are disallowed from visiting temples and kitchens, among other restrictions. This award honors individuals or groups who have meaningful dialogues about menstruation in their classrooms, schools, institutions, or communities. The fourth will be awarded for social media campaigning. In today's world, digital networks are the most effective medium for widespread awareness of any topic. It is vital to use social media to start a discourse about discrimination against menstruation and engage a diverse group of individuals in this struggle. This award honors people or groups who have made significant contributions to raising awareness about menstruation and making a positive difference in the lives of menstrual girls and women from all backgrounds. Now, the fifth is medical outreach. Menstruation has a physiological component that should not be overlooked. The discomfort and consequences of menstruation on women vary from person to person, leading to many discomforts, concerns, and difficulties with menstruation. These awards celebrate medical practitioners who have aided in dispelling those fears and helping to demystify the talk about menstruation. The sixth is reducing school absenteeism. Menstruation creates a wide range of issues for women and girls. The absence of females from school, especially in rural regions, is one such issue that Sarkari school is concerned about. Girls lose roughly 20% of their schooling each year due to menstruation. This award honors educators, student leaders, activists, and community leaders who work to address the core reasons for menstruation girls' absence and restore normalcy to their schooling. The seventh is wordsmith. Words have energy and power with the ability to help, to heal, to hinder, to hurt, to harm, to humiliate, and to humble. This was said by Yehuda Berg. Talking about social issues unfold their various dimensions. Hence, when discussed openly, the social issues ultimately lead to their better understanding, and only change can be effectuated easily. The award honors writers, authors, bloggers, literature, columnists, editors, etc., who use words to show to address societal issues about menstruation. Last award that we award is for policy advocacy. Speak up for changes in policies that improve menstrual hygiene, such as making affordable and sustainable menstrual products available and providing proper sanitation facilities. It's important to include menstrual health in public health programs. Under this category, we will recognize those who work with NGOs, policymakers, and healthcare providers to make sure menstrual health is a part of nation health agendas and development programs. People working on research projects that investigate the social, economic, and health effects of menstrual taboos. This will help strengthen advocacy efforts based on social evidence. So the nomination for the Vedana Award will start today, that is 28th of May 2023, and it will go on for the next month and end on 28th June 2023. For nomination and details, please visit the link on your screen and we will be considering you all. Thank you. Now, Sarkari School is very proud to present their e-booklet, which has a compilation of all the best articles that we chose from the article writing competition that was held before this session. So, I will be presenting my screen to launch the e-booklet, and everyone can then access it through Sarkari School's website. Just give me 1 second.
Till Reva releases the booklet, I would just like to ask a brief question with the guests of honor today. So, Izeen ma'am and Chitra ma'am, you both are our Vedana Awardees. So, how do you feel after being awarded with Vedana Awards, and what impact did it make in your life after being awarded, or impact it made in your menstrual awareness programs? Anyone can.
Yeah, so I feel amazing. It's beautiful, it's powerful, it's motivating, inspiring, and everything. Thank you for giving us such platform. Thank you for creating this platform so that we can come and talk about menstruation and educate people and do and uh, pour in what we have towards this good cause. And I think you all are doing amazing job. Project Vedna, Sarkari School. Thank you so much for uh, creating this platform so that we can all come together and speak about our parts, give our contributions, and getting this award last year, it has really inspired me, I would say, definitely, and it has motivated me to do more hard work towards this great cause.
Thank you, ma'am. Over to Izzy.
Likewise, yeah, yeah. Likewise, Chetna said. I mean, there are a lot of people who really want to speak about this cause. But there's a very little empowerment when it comes to this field. Very little empowerment. And there are many people who are pulling you down that why are you speaking about this stuff? This is not to be spoken about. So, yeah, when I came across this Vedna, what I felt really fascinated. Oh, finally, someone is doing it. And actually when actually you get this one empowerment, a lot of thousand pulling offs just disappear away. And it actually, when I was given this award, I actually got many messages which included that this is such a nice category. I mean, when I'm working on green menstruation, this is a category only some people are working upon, very less identified. And when you get an award on this category, it actually empowers my whole team, not just me. In Actors JMI team, Sadra Foundation, the whole team, they got a they got a push to do more. I mean, when we talked about, we were just actually having reusable pads. Now we are looking forward to single use biodegradable. So yeah, that's really a push. And I mean, this is something that should be done on a larger scale. I am very glad that you're going for the second edition. All the best. And the most important part of it, that it actually connected me to like-minded people like Chitra, and we met Abhishek sir. So yeah, all of these like-minded people are getting connected. We are also looking forward to the collaborations, and however, this cause could be taken to a larger level. So yeah, that's really great. Coming together of different people and different ideas, ideologies, but on a similar cause. So yeah, that's really nice, I think.
Thank you, ma'am. It gives us a pleasure, and we are glad that our recognition is pushing many like minded people. Thank you. Over to Reva.
Thank you so much, Izeen ma'am and Chitra ma'am. Now, as promised, we will be launching the e-booklet. Just give me a minute while I share my screen. All right. So Sarkari School is proud Sarkari School is proud to present their e-booklet, which has a compilation of all the best articles from our writers that they also presented in our previous session. Everyone can access this through our website, that is www.sarkarischool.in. Along with this, all the writers who participated in our competition will be getting an access of this booklet and will be mailed to them. So thank you all for participating, and please make sure to check out our booklet on our website. Thank you. Okay, so thank you to all the participants for maintaining your patience and staying with us. We will be announcing the results of our competition now. I will request now Ahana to share her screen.
Is it visible? Is it visible, the screen?
Yes, it is. All right, everyone. Thank you so much for your patience. Now we will be announcing the winners of Rachna Article Writing Competition 2023. So the third position, starting from the third position, the award goes to Aditi Pandey from NMIMS University. Her article was really engaging and her presentation really spoke to the judges. And thank you so much, Aditi, for your participation and congratulations. Okay, now handing over to Ahana.
Hello, everyone. I am delighted to announce the second position. The second position of the article writing competition goes to Twara Mankar from GLS University. Thank you so much for your participation. And now I hand it over to Yashasvi.
Okay, so most of us were waited for the first position, and we are so delighted to announce the first position. And we congratulate the winner, whosoever he or she is, and he is Yuvraj Chaudhary from SBM NMIMS University. Congratulate Yuvraj. You spoke really diligently and worked hard, and here your hard work paid off. We are so delighted to uh, announce our first position. Thank you, Chitra. Okay, so now we can move towards the vote of thanks. I would like to thank, it has been an honor, first of all, to be a part of this wonderful event. And on behalf of Sarkari School, I would like to extend my heartful gratitude to our esteemed guests, Chitra ma'am and Izeen ma'am, and all of our beloved audience. Sincere thanks to our organizing team, coordinators who handled the event throughout, and a wide round of applause. And thanks to all the participants who made the event a memorable one. Finally, I would like to thank all our audience who participated enthusiastically throughout the event. Thank you each and everyone, and on behalf of Sarkari School and Project Vedna, we wish a very happy menstrual health and hygiene day. And don't forget to gift a pad and impart education on menstrual health and hygiene. Thank you each and everyone. Thank you.